Hey guys, Grauph Nerdmuma. Today we're going to be talking about Demon Slayer. It's going to be heavy on spoilers, pretty much
Yeah.
everything.
So, just for background, we started watching Demon Slayer a few years ago before
Yeah,
we even thought about doing this, and had originally kind of thought, well, we'll just, keep this one for us, like a lot of people are having trouble with the
uploading.
uploads and stuff. But then we watched the Entertainment District arc, and
Best thing I think I've ever seen
we just
animated on
cannot stop talking
TV.
about it. So we're gonna hopefully try and do some reactions of future episodes that are coming out. But I thought rather than us re-reacting to season one, Mugen Train and the Entertainment District arc, because there is a lot to get through, I thought we could just talk about some of our favorite moments. So we have condensed it difficultly to our top five moments from
top
each part.
top 100 moments.
I mean, we could just gush. We could do an entire podcast of just how much we've been gushing over the show. But just to clarify, so this is discussing season one, Mugen Train, and Entertainment District of Demon Slayer, full of spoilers, but we have not read the manga. So we encourage the discussion in the comments. That's why we want to do this. But please, please, please don't spoil anything from the manga, because we are only up to date as what's been shown. So thank you for that. We've got a couple of honorable mentions that we want to discuss first. So yeah. My first introduction was seeing Jessica Nigri's cosplay of Inosuke. I kept seeing the
Boarhead
the
guy.
boarhead guy, specifically the meme where he does in the head in between the leg stuff. It's just like, oh, what the heck is this anime like? Oh, I kind of was like, oh, it's just another anime, whatever.
That's
But then,
unconvinced me. And everything he's convinced me has been amazing so far, and this was just another one that
and he's not a like huge like habitual TV watcher. Like
no.
he's more into games, so sort of when something has caught his attention, you sort of like you pay
Yeah, it's gonna
attention
be
a
worth
bit.
watching
Yeah.
it.
Just want to talk a minute of the art, the artwork. When people say, "Oh, you only like Demon Slayer because of the artwork,"
Oh, it's beautiful.
and
It's insane.
I've never seen anything like it. I've known going to art school. I've known a couple of animators over the years, so I know a tiny little bit of what goes into animating something, just the level of work that goes into it. I mean, after the Entertainment District, it was like the specific moment of when Tengen's having one of his flashbacks, and I just can't get over the grass. Like, you could stop Demon Slayer at any moment, and it's gonna be an amazing shot, whether it's gorgeous, ridiculous. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get a bad pause in any of them. Like just, and especially with Entertainment District, I call it, they upped the texture pack on that one, because that was just, oh, so incredible. Like
Oh, it was like cinema quality, like
mm-hmm.
stuff you'd see going to a theater.
I think they did a
Those last
really
few
good job
episodes were
of
insane.
mixing the CGI with the animation. I know CGI gets some flack, but I think they blended it beautifully. And it makes me want to see more UFO Table. I think this is the first of their animation studio that we've seen anything in. Can you think of anything?
I think I have, but it would have been a long time ago.
Right. I saw a few people that were reacting to this that are like, it's kind, the only way I can compare it is like when you watch a Pixar movie, like you know it's going to be good, you're just waiting to see how good it's going to be as far as the animation goes. So absolutely, I mean, I'm an animation dork, like that's what gets me into stuff, so been absolutely gushing over that. One of my one of my favorite moments, just the quickie, Tengen's death scene in Entertainment District. Just my goodness, they were kind to us on that one, making sure that we absolutely knew that he was not going to die here, because we were just absolutely distraught over Rengoku. I mean, I said fairly early on, if they kill off Tengen in this season, then I am done. I cannot handle any more. Oh shoot, what are they called? The Demon Slayer Corps people. The name just left my brain. Hashiras. There we go. I cannot handle any more Hashira deaths. So that little bit of just his wives going nuts around him, and he's just like, oh my god, is this really going to be how it goes? I'm not going to get my final death words. And then baby girl Nezuko comes in to save the day. We desperately needed that. I mean, what was, Mugen Train, you were lucky enough.
Saw it in the theater.
You saw it in theaters. We had just had our baby, so it was it, and was there any COVID relation, or was it pre-COVID?
It was masks. Everyone was.
It was still masks, but it was like one of the first things that you could just like sort of go out and do afterwards. So it was still safe, but it
wasn't as fun as when we went to see My Hero. Like everyone all dressed up and having fun. Everyone was just kind of like in masks in their own little groups and. Like,
but separated. You came home and was like, we've got to, as soon as this is available. I'm pretty sure we bought it on, like.
I think we ordered it. Yeah.
We ordered it, like the video, the movie, as soon as it was available for general watching. Oh yeah, one of my favorite things about the show. I really like the passage of time in this. A lot of shows, not that it will make me not watch a show because of it, but I find that way too much happens in a short period of time.
We watched Tanjiro's hair grow.
Well, yeah, we watched, and quick rest in peace to Tanjiro's long hair. I know it's important for his character development, but god, that long hair looked good. But yeah, the whole, you had, I want to say 4 episodes that took place over like 2 years or something like that. Like, you really saw this guy who was completely unaware of how bad the demon situation even was, being thrust into this world. So I like that he wasn't just automatically amazing, that he's really had to work for it, and isn't just like, oh yeah, I've had one lesson today and I'm amazing. Like, yes, he's quick thinking, and that's part of it, but the fact that he actually had to do this intense training, because it was like months of him on the mountain, and then months of him, it was like 6 months, I think, of him just trying to cut the boulder, like, to just really have this be a true endeavor, like Lord of the Rings, like endeavor, where this is not a quick fix. This is taking a long ass time. I greatly appreciate that. One last thing in honorable mentions, and if anyone knows this, that would be great. But in Entertainment District Art, the finger break. We just.
If that was like an homage to My Hero, Deku's fingers looked really
the way
similar.
They really focused on it, and how it was like the two when they would like snap backwards, and the coloration of it, like it felt like a nod to My Hero. So if anyone could confirm that, I'd appreciate that. But I thought that would be cool if it was. And I think that's it on the honorable mentions. We've got a few clips to watch of our favorite. I can't even say this is just our favorite moments. Like, this is just the ones that we decided we were going to talk about. So if there's anything we missed, we know it's all incredible, it's all wonderful, but these are the ones that we decided we wanted to talk about. The first one we got coming up is, I think you said what got you hooked.
The hatchet throw then.
Yep, is the hatchet throw. So let's.
Don't cry. Don't succumb to sorrow. This isn't the time to despair. I know you're devastated right now.
Yes, the snow is stunning.
Your sister a demon. I know it hurts. I know you want to scream. Don't you touch her!
Here we go. And yet there's episode 1, and it's already just stunning.
You let your emotion drive you to charge at me. You are a fool! What happened to the hatchet? Right before he went behind that tree, he threw the rock. And at the same time, he tossed the hatchet. He was only pretending to attack me, so I wouldn't realize he was unarmed.
Like, for someone who's never fought before, that's really smart.
His whole plan was to bring me down after I'd knocked him out. This kid. Damn it! She'll kill him!
Nezuko didn't do it. She'd never eat a human.
What is it about that, would you say, for you, that really, that's what it was?
It was a Huntress main and Dead by Daylight. No, I knew right away they were going in with more thought about the combat, pre-thinking about it, not just, all right, these are just going to be two people, you know, face rolling one another or whatever. It's something about that little tactical bit just hooked me in right away. I mean, it paid off. The rest of the show is just as amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just really interesting moment. And I'm trying to think. I think it was just the entertainment district arc in its whole, which is what made me go from enjoying the show to just full-on obsession. It's rare for you to be like, oh my goodness, we have to binge this. I think before Demon Slayer, the last time you were like harassing me to watch a show was when Stranger Things came out, which would have been 7-ish years ago now. We were living in Jacksonville at the time. Whereas I'm just a habitual binge watcher, which is why it'll be interesting to see if I can be patient week to week if we do react to Demon Slayer as it's coming out. We're still debating on that, depending on some other things. Next one, I think this is the one that got me just a bit more hooked, and that is the drum demon. The whole bit, because that was so creative. I'd never seen anything like that and that's a prime example of where the CGI worked really well, with just the way he's tumbling around in the different rooms using the different drums to have that musical element to it as well. And even if it's just something as simple as just the sound of the drum being hit was really wonderful. So
yeah, the audio in the drum was incredible.
Oh yeah. One of the things I love about anime is how they really show fear.
Been for them and their meddling.
Meddling kids.
You gotta try not to scream. The room might change again, so don't go far. All right?
Curses. Curses. Thanks to them, he was able to get away. That prey was mine and mine alone. Damn them. Why do all these unwelcome guests keep barging into someone else?
It's like stitched into his skin.
That prey belonged to me. I found it with my own 2 hands, on my own property. Those filthy rats. I'll make them pay.
Hey you, listen up! I'm a demon slayer, ranked Mizunoto. Tanjiro
Now you're done with your monologue.
duty to slay you now.
A child with Marechi that I found myself.
I thought this might happen. The room's been flipped. So this is his blood demon art. The
So
entire
cool.
mansion is his territory.
Like, I'm curious how far that goes. Because we know that he was,
This dimensional shifting.
he used to be upper rank. He got stripped of his upper rank. So that's just how powerful he was. I don't know if they go into the manga fully why that all happens, but yeah, really, like, is it just limited to that house, or does he have to be in a building? Like, there's just so many questions on the depth of how he can use that. So, and it goes into more where he's just kind of like moving the floorboards and stuff. Like, he clearly just has a control of the space around him. Like, does it work outside? Like, can he just like
My
start ripping up the
first
ground?
Space, what would you call, like, space augmentation
Mhm.
demon was Vampire Hunter D.
Mm.
The main, he wanted to be a noble, he was the mutant. And like when SD went to stab him and the blade just came out the front because he could just warp everything
Yeah.
around him. And so that was 40, 40 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what?
35 years ago.
Certainly.
So there's probably
I think the
some
oldest
sort of
anime I've
lore.
watched, unless Akira came out before that.
There's probably some kind of lore around space shifting demons,
Mhm.
temporal, whatever.
Yeah, just absolutely fascinating. All right, and continue on with this episode, or it was a couple of episodes. Zenitsu's first fight without for lack of a better term, just were you expecting that when that happened? Like,
Zenitsu in 100%.
it's
Sleep
just,
mode.
and if you can see back there, we've got our Pikachu Zenitsu protecting little teeny baby Nezuko up there.
I'm going to relish using my tongue to scoop your brains out through your ears.
Ew.
Zenitsu! He's asleep.
What's up with him?
Oh, it's so gross. The noises from the tongue. Ugh.
Please wake up!
Here we go. The pose.
Zenitsu. Thunder breathing. Thunderclap and flash. It's dead! When did that happen? What the hell? This is weird! What is this? Yuck! Shoichi did this. You saved me! Thank you so much! I'll never forget that you did this! Why didn't you just tell me from the start that you were so powerful?
What were your thoughts on Zenitsu before that? Because he's a really interesting character to see how people react to. Like, I've seen people either just find him hysterical or cannot stand him. He's like the Marmite of anime. You either love him or hate him.
Gave him time, but I've enjoyed him. He's not as bad as Grape Shot.
As who?
My hero, purple
Oh, I always liked his character. Yeah, he didn't bother me so much. His Zenitsu's is just, I think it's just he's so loud. Like everything he does
Mm.
is loud. Um, but it's really interesting, really fascinating, and I'm really curious to know how they're going to go into this because now, as up to date we are with Entertainment District arc, now the team knows. I don't know. Obviously, we're gonna have a moment like, "Hey, Zenitsu, what's the deal with this?" And he's still gonna have no idea. Like, I still think it's funny that for the entire of the Entertainment District arc fight scene at the end, he was asleep and he just essentially has woken up with no, yeah, the world is just destroyed. Like that would be such a nasty, like waking up to everything just completely in destruction. So be interesting to see where that goes. Okay, next up we've got one of my favorite scenes. Um this kind of this is one leading into another, but I'm not sure what the arc name is, so forgive me if this is wrong, but the Spider Demon
Oh,
arc,
right.
um with Tanjiro and Nezuko in the thick of it with Ryu, and it's fascinating because it's makes me curious to know how they're going to handle this. You have Tanjiro with like the message from his dad showing him the I can't remember the dance name right now, but that whole scene of him doing that, the fire breathing dance in the snow, is just absolutely stunning. And then going into Nezuko and their mom being the one to wake her up. So
Father. Tanjiro. Your breathing. Master your command over it, and then become more like Hinokami.
I just realized his scar is like Tanjiro's at the beginning.
Look, Tanjiro. That is your father's Kakura dance.
Kakura. Mm. Gorgeous.
Father's always been pretty sick, right?
Nezuko passed out on the back.
Sing and dancing. If that were me, I bet my lungs would freeze.
There exists a breathing technique, one that will prevent you from ever exhausting yourself. This is my gift. My threads.
That's why I need to keep pressing on! Run! You have to protect Nezuko!
How? So fluid.
Nezuko. Nezuko. Wake up, Nezuko. You need to save your brother. You're capable of doing so. Nezuko, help him. Your brother will be killed if you don't.
Blood demon art. Exploding blood!
Impossible! The threads were burned away! The bond between Nezuko and I! cannot be severed! Not by anyone!
It gets me every time. It's so beautiful. But I find it interesting. It makes me wonder if there's more to their connection with their family than even their world understands. Because it seems like there's been a few moments where it's more than just visions. Like, it seems to be straight up
they keep throwing back to
communication.
their bloodline.
And especially going back to talking about the boulder when he's training with Uradaki's disciples, and Tanjiro being like, say hi to them for me, and he's just like, how do you know the names of those dead children? Like, it seemed like he was shocked, and he, at this point he's already seen a demon that's not feeding on humans, and this kid trying to do everything he can to save her. You would think at this point nothing else would surprise him, but he was stunned then. So I wonder if there's going to be more to that, because I find it really interesting.
Okay, so one thing I noticed, and now I'm trying to remember in the entire first 3 seasons, was how often have we heard Nezuko speak? Like,
oh yeah, not
that line she just did, and
because it was one of the few times we've heard her inner monologue, and I feel
and
like there's
noises
something to
or
that.
growls or
She usually just kind of makes her like sort of conversational noises, I guess. I don't think we have. The only thing that's coming to my mind right now is there was a moment in, I believe, the Entertainment District arc. No, sorry, I think it was in Mugen Train. We heard her speak, but it wasn't her, it was memory her, past self her, not the Nezuko.
It wasn't coming out of her mouth. It was like
no.
Kid Nezuko.
Other than her crying and as well. Yeah, that's the only time I can remember an inner monologue from Nezuko, which I noticed that too this time around. That's definitely interesting. Okay, so next we have the whole scene is incredible when they have Nezuko and Tanjiro on trial, I guess, with the Hashira and the leader. That's all such a... I mean, we get a character dump automatically, but the intensity of the scene and how Sammy, I think it was his name, I'm not 100% sure on that one since he hasn't been in it that much other than this episode, is trying to prove that she will, want to eat human blood if she sees it, and just it was such a very just like have you on like you know in your heart that it's not gonna happen, but they still were able to keep this scene really intense despite the fact that you're watching a TV show and you're just like, oh, of course not, they're not gonna make it, certainly not this early on anyway, but the scene is just so good. And Nezuko's reactions to this, I've already used it once, just perfect clip cuts of just when she is just so pissed off at him for doing that to her. I loved it because we got to see sort of her personality show through as well, which we hadn't really seen much of yet. Like, until this point, it was either, I mean, she was just kind of like a dog, just like she's so sweet and cuddly until her family is threatened, and then she goes in attack mode. So it was nice to see her personality in this.
What's the matter? Go on. You know you want it.
He's just so scarred up as well, more than the others.
a bit, will you?
I'm only doing this because he's trying to escape.
It'll force your veins to burst.
His veins will burst? I like it. Sounds dramatic. Come on, show me. She's a poor soul.
Her face, are you okay? Yay, cute.
Nezuko!
Chokes that bit.
I don't know how it happened, but Nezuko is different from the others.
I convinced her that all humans are her family.
Real quick, what are your thoughts on that? I don't know if we've discussed that. If you
What?
the whole hypnotizing.
I don't know. I
Thing.
mean, you needed it for the plot and to keep it feeling more safe for
Yeah, like
story,
I feel
guess.
like it's one of those things where it's like it seems like a good idea, but it could also be potentially halting her from actually growing in the sense of just actually honestly being able to resist the urge. I don't know, it's a really interesting thing to, you know, that ethical debate, but it's also just because this is a situation that nobody's been in, so I find that fascinating, and I'm curious to know if it's gonna have actually done good or done harm.
I told her to protect them.
Humans are to be protected and saved. Never hurt them. I will never hurt them.
I mean, this bit could be growth in itself, sort of her more than the hypnotism. She's so small. I love that little bit. Just nope.
Tell me what happened.
The demon girl turned her head away in disgust, despite Shinazugawa stabbing her 3 times. And then flaunting his bloody arm in front of her face, she restrained herself from biting him.
Tanjiro. I'm sure that even after this, there are some who cannot
He has such a soothing voice, such a great voice actor for him.
minds. Prove to them that you and Nezuko can be helpful to our cause by fighting as demon slayers. Go out and defeat a 12 Kizuki. Do that and you will be accepted by all. Your words will carry more weight as a result.
All right. My sister and I will defeat Kibutsuji. Rest assured, we will strike him down and stop this endless cycle of misery.
That is a bit ambitious for you two. Let's start by defeating a 12 Kizuki first.
Slow down.
You mustn't let misery keep together.
It goes without saying that the Hashira of the Demon Slayer Corps have phenomenal skills. They have trained themselves to the brink of death and have defeated it, as well as those of the 12 Kizuki.
Yes, a noble pursuit.
That is why the Hashira receive respect and favorable treatment. So it would be best for you to mind your manners when addressing them, Tanjiro.
Yes, sir.
Also, Sanemi, Obanai, don't torment
The many.
as you wish.
As you wish.
Oh, that little bit of her steaming just it cracks me up. I mean, the show in general just gives you whiplash. Like the one scene where they see Muzan first time, and that it's the super intense scene, and then they have those cracked out scene of the udon salesman just being upset that they didn't eat his food.
It helps balance it though.
It
Like,
really
the
does.
back and forth really keeps it not like Attack on Titan where you just know it's going to be another horror around the corner.
It's so good of a show, but it definitely is like we stopped to take breaks for
Yeah.
Attack on Titan because
Endurance
we
run on
need
that.
to. I think the other thing with this show, why I wasn't expecting it the first time it happened, was because those first few episodes were it was intense right off the bat. It wasn't like with Fairy Tale, it's like happy go lucky, let's meet the team. This went into just tragedy right away, and usually when you see that, it's just an intense show. Like, you don't get this really interesting balance of dynamics, and they, like we said earlier with the Tengen death scene, they really put it in the moments where it's like almost to relax you. Like, it's like, okay, you can breathe now, it's okay, this is the funny bit, you're allowed to relax, don't worry about it. So yeah, that's sort of our favorite top 5 moments of season 1. Now on to Mugen Train, which we talked a little bit about earlier, of how I think that was definitely if you weren't hooked before,
That was
you were hooked then. Yeah.
That was an experience for a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they went dark in some spots. I really wasn't expecting them to go that hard on some topics.
And the whole concept as well of that particular demon using dreams as well, really an interesting one. The all classic. It's actually different depending on whether you watch the dub or the sub. We watched both, throughout.
Tasty.
But yeah, I think for the dub it's tasty, and in the dub it's delicious. But it's one of those moments where it's like, oh, I should have known by that it was not going to be a happy ending for Rengoku. Like, we know enough about samurai culture to know that's a big part of it, enjoying every moment. I'm trying to think of the movie, that classic movie, the Seven Samurai.
Seven Samurai.
Definitely worth a watch if you haven't, just for it. We love seeing where things come from, and that's like when you think of the OG getting the gang together stories, that's definitely, if not the first, one of the first. But just a lot of that context of that samurai culture, just and that's why it was so good though. You were so just absorbed in what you were experiencing at that moment that you weren't thinking about what could potentially happen in the future.
This Rengoku, he's a Hashira, right? Sure you'll recognize him?
Nosuke.
Oh, bless him.
Remember his scent too.
Our wild child.
I'll tell you when I sense him.
Called it from the start.
Yep, bless him, he called it from the start.
Tasty! 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 Tasty!
All right, this next one, the one that you particularly wanted to talk about, I've actually sort of done a 2-in-1 with the clips, and it's when you see Tanjiro's soul.
Oh yeah, one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen animated. Tanjiro's soul.
Absolutely gorgeous. Just
than in the theater. That was
I
just
bet.
an amazing shot.
Like, there's very few times now where I'm like, oh, I wish I'd seen this in theaters, and this movie was definitely one of them for, you know, especially scenes like that. Whereas even just on the small screens here, you really felt like it was endless, I guess is the only way to describe it. Like, just this big expanse of clarity, I guess. Really interesting. And again, just an example of
It's pure
the,
soul.
the beauty of this show.
I guess I still need to destroy his spiritual core.
And of course, lots of people have referred to the Tokyo Ghoul reference here in the intro.
This is what's inside his soul. How is it this beautiful? It's like it stretches forever and feels so warm. You must be incarnations of this boy's soul.
Like something from a Ghibli movie, isn't it? Like, what do you think they are? It's fascinating. Just different
Sun
aspects of his
sprites.
soul, or people he's affected,
A lot of sun sprites.
his family.
You're saying because I was searching for it? Even though I was trying to destroy it?
That's also like, it's like an instinct without even knowing to help people. Just ingrained. Absolutely stunning. There's not much else to
Oh,
say
yeah.
about that.
The visuals just
On on the subject of the souls, Zenitsu's soul. The only time I was when we were in the watching this movie, I was glad that I didn't see it the first time in movie theaters, because we had to pause for like, I want to say a good 10 minutes at least, because I like couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. Like, nothing could have prepared me for this. Like, the first part, obviously expected like him and Nezuko just straight out of a 80s rom-com dancing through the fields, but then when they get to his actual soul, just
It's pitch dark. I can't see.
another man in here.
What is with this blonde brat's subconscious realm anyway? Do I really have to grope around like this to find his spiritual core? You gotta be kidding me.
it's like garden shears as well. It's not even his sword. God.
What the hell is a guy doing in this?
You parasite!
The only person who's allowed here is
Nezuko!
So I'm gonna kill you.
That boy.
Where is Nezuko?
What? How would I know?
Well then...
Die! Die!
I still stand by what I said, that you could pause this at any time. It's still an amazing shot, because that is just, oh, they went full out on the psych. there is the interesting part of, like, I guess it does mean what we see normally is, you know, deep down him and not the sleep version of him. But yeah, definitely one of the heaviest I've laughed in an anime movie ever. Back to Tanjiro. Just, you know, in addition to just having the guts to keep beheading himself over and over again, the strength of that.
In this case, stopping him.
Oh yes, I hadn't even gotten into that. This is more like what the first time he was stopped was the bad version of the dream of his family being just like, how could you let us die? And I loved I hate when anything does drama for the sake of drama, just for like, just to make it more dramatic. There's just no use for it. But doing something like that and to have it twist around to the point where Tanjiro is just like, it gives him more fuel to his fire, because it's, how dare you dishonor their memory, they would never be like that. Like, I just love that there's and just having in a show where the family is just so knows each other so well and is so bonded, to trust that there would never be a version of them like that was really wonderful. Most like they could have used that to just add more drama and have him question everything. It just having it adding more fuel to his fire.
10th form! Constant flux!
All fantastic.
Blood demon art! Whispers of ordained unconscious mesmerism. Go to sleep, dear child. It didn't work? Sleep now.
So quick too.
Sleep now. Sleep now. Sleep now.
It does make you wonder if the dreams are in real time or if they abide by a different
Dream time.
time. Yeah.
Why is he not affected? No, he is. He's falling under the spell over and over. But each time
Just the color of this, like a horror manga.
Why didn't you save us? We needed you, brother.
While we were being murdered, where the hell were you?
Especially knowing how guilty he does feel. They really could have done the questioning himself
survive.
bit, but I'm so glad they didn't.
You couldn't even save your own family. You're so useless.
Seems like if anything, it took him so long to break out of it just out of pure just shock of what he was being shown.
You're the one who should have died that day. But instead you've gone and just left us all behind.
You can see it there, the anger.
Don't put words in the mouths of my family! They would never say that! Your vision! They insult their memory!
That backfired. This show really is good at making you think they're dead and they're not. I mean, that was another example because obviously we've seen it. It goes
Train.
on because Inosuke was right. The train's a beast.
It's a Final Fantasy VI battle. The ghost train that you fight.
You know, when you talked about a lot, I've not played myself. But yeah, that whole art style, how it just dramatically changes, and yeah, just so incredibly well done. And then we get to the fight. So when trying to find this clip, it was really hard to just tell myself where to stop on this one, because otherwise we would have just been reacting forever. But to me, it was a great plot twist in just not what I would expect coming from a movie. Like, up until this point, I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I hadn't quite seen why it was a movie, I guess is the best way to describe it. Like, so often you see, other than they clearly, you know, as they always do, up the budget and the graphics get better and better. As far as the story, when I hadn't seen yet what particularly made them go, oh, we need this one to be a movie, because other than the length of the fight, it hasn't stopped them before. Multiple animes will do, and this show included, multiple episodes of one fight that goes on. But I'm pretty sure I turned to you as soon as this fight started and just went, oh shit, this is the real one. This is it, isn't it? Because that music, I still listen to this music. Everything, all the music as well has been fantastic, but there was just something about
incredible.
this.
Music is just always incredible in this show.
Like, this gave me goosebumps the first time watching it. Just, I love when there's like a perfect sync up with music too, and for this one, like when he's doing the they're called the symbols on the ground, the magic circles. I don't know if that's real or just animated, but how it just his motions just time perfectly with the beats of this intro. It's just so fucking cool.
The two of us will never see eye to eye. No matter what twisted reasons you give, I will not yield.
I see. Technique development. Destructive death compass needed.
That's so good. If I needed a hype song, this would be it. It's so good.
I guess I'll just have to kill you then.
Because now oh no, that wasn't the demon before. This is the demon.
I can't keep track of either of them. In all my years, I've never gotten to kill a flame Hashira.
It's giving me chills still. It's so good.
Why do you think that is? As a fellow master of the...
The last time I've been watching something that has consistently, without fail, given me chills was in the first Lord of the Rings, when Arwen is running from the Nazgul and then brings the river in. Like, thinking about that gave me chills. Like, and I haven't seen anything since then that consistently gives me chills like this does.
Martial arts, I just can't comprehend it. Not when only the chosen ones can become demons. Watching the hideous declines.
We hadn't seen someone heal that fast yet. Oh.
While you're still young and strong, your life should be cut short. Destructive death. Airtight.
flame breathing technique. Fourth form. Blooming flame undulation! If he strikes the air, the attack will still reach me.
It's like an All Might thing too. It's like, oh, he's not smiling anymore.
Close combat it is!
Those reflexes. Brilliant.
That wound of yours! It'll kill you!
Don't bother with that, weakling. Show me your strength. Keep your eyes on me. You sure you won't turn into a demon? Think of it this way. If you did, we could spar with each other endlessly. Imagine how much stronger we'd become.
Just realised he held off on healing his arm then, just to flex that.
Airtight! I want to join the fight, but they're moving so fast, I can't find an opening. These two are on a whole other level.
Even that's character growth for Inosuke. When they first met him, he wouldn't care.
This struggle is futile. Continuing this meaningless assault will only result in one outcome. Your death!
Flame breathing, first form, unknowing fire!
I mean, we could watch the whole thing all night and then just end up with us sobbing in a ball again over Ranguko's amazing samurai death, but no, just some fantastic fight scenes going on. It's why I've grown to love action in just any form of animated. I won't even just say anime anymore because Castlevania has become one of my favorites too. But you're just able to really get this, like, really feel like they're giving it everything they have. That is really difficult to do live action because you obviously can't fight like that. So being able to animate the real struggle of it is just fantastic. Anything you want to add about that?
No, we can watch that over and over.
Over and over and over and over and over again. And cry every single time because it's, yeah, just the fact that, like, we've just grown to develop a love for a character over one movie. Be devastated at the end of that movie is really impressive. Next is Entertainment District arc. Like I said at the beginning, the arc that got me from loving the show to this is one of my top 5 favorites now, if not my favorite anime. It just, I mean, within seconds we were just like, wow, they upped the graphics already. Within seconds of watching it, you could see
You could see the
a
budget.
difference. You could see the budget
went up.
increase. And I still can't get over that for the next arc. It was like the UFO table saying, we promise the animation is gonna get even better, and it was just like they had to reassure us, and it's just like, how can it possibly get any better? I just don't understand. It's amazing. But yeah, like we obviously watched this on our own time, and I don't think so. We were just chilling out in bed watching this arc, especially when it got towards the end. Normally I'm like, even though I'm a fidgety person, I'll be like hyperfixed in the scene. Like I won't move. I'm so absorbed. I was going through so many emotions watching this. I've never moved so much, like in just pure adrenaline, to the point where I was actually glad we watched it on Hulu with commercials so it could give us just a breather when it got to the end. So, example of knowing when to use humor. The whole, when they got to the entertainment district with the makeup, and because we were already like, well, Inosuke's, you know, pretty like a girl, you know, he would do just fine, but to have them all in horrible makeup.
Oh my goodness. These three girls are certainly a homely bunch, aren't they?
Oh, sorry. I'm afraid we're not looking to hire at this time.
I beg of you to find it in your heart to reconsider. I believe that under your training, madam, their beauty will bloom in no time.
That's very flattering, but...
Well, I suppose that would be a problem.
You may pick whichever girl you'd like.
If we can choose,
Man
then I
who
think
knows
we'll
he's
take
hot
the one
and
in the
works
middle. He looks the most obedient. I promise to work as hard as I can.
I mean, she's not wrong. Most
Great.
obedient.
Now I'm stuck with you two brats. I'm gonna have to pay someone to take you.
So mad.
Stop talking to me. I don't want to hear it from you. Are you upset you have to dress up as a girl? You said you'd do anything I asked, right?
Inosuke would be a leash kid.
Damn that I'm dressed up like a girl, you moron. It's that face of yours. You think you're such hot stuff, and it pisses me the hell off.
Hey, look! Seems like there's a whole bunch of people swarming around over there.
God, imagine the strength of feet. Being able to not just walk in those, but make it look effortless and do the dance with them. Because, yeah, it's all in the feet there. She's barely moving her upper body.
Men in tights. What we need is great strength of feet.
The highest ranking courtesan is going off to meet her suitor. How's that for being flashy?
That her? Are you telling me that's your wife? Or did you get with a knockout like her? And what, you have three of them?
Serious miscommunication there.
Do they? She's not my wife! She
He's so tired of his shit.
Excuse me, but I'll be taking this girl back to my house now.
I see. And you must be...
Forgive me. I am the chaperone of the Ogimoto house.
And also, can we normalize this fashion more in the United States?
May I ask what it was about her that caught your attention?
Yes, her beauty is unlike any I have ever seen.
Take care of yourself out there, Nico.
Don't fucking say a word.
Oh no! I'm the only one left here! She's perfect!
I'm going to train this woman like nobody's business.
This girl certainly has some heft to her, though, doesn't
Well, it's better for a girl to be plump and curvy than scurvy.
Bless her, had no idea what was going on in that scene. Now we have the invention of the electric guitar. Yeah.
Wow, that girl sure can play the shamisen.
No kidding. So dynamic. Do you know anything about her? I know she has a good ear for music. I was told she could play the shamisen or koto after just one listen.
Shows how pissed he is because he's in this room full of gorgeous women and he's not even caring right now. He's so mad.
Just... Oh... Was he really? I've seen him. The chaperone lady was totally smitten.
Her poor husband, like, I'm right here, hello.
That girl will rise to the top.
What?
Her shamisen is speaking for her. She intends to get back at the man who abandoned her. That girl has serious
I mean, she's not wrong. Again.
If you take her, you can have her clean the toilet. You can do whatever you want, really. Hell, you don't even have to pay. Just take her.
I'm gonna make that jerk pay for this! Just watch me become the #1 horror in Yoshiwara!
In an alternate universe, they never fought the sibling demons, and Zenitsu went on to great success. God, it's just, again, there was a few episodes that were just purely lighthearted, because, you know, they knew we needed them after Rengoku's death. Like, we we needed some fun, for sure. And I will always love when you have moments like that in shows where you have people with very different personalities put in a similar situation, and you just see how each one is different in each scenario. It's very cool. Time jump now. Next about Nezuko's hulking out moment, for lack of better term. I mean, how did you feel throughout that scene? Because
I enjoyed all of it.
I was enjoying it, but I was also scared, like really scared for Nezuko. Like, I enjoy it more now after knowing that she gets through it okay, because I was just like, oh no, this is badass, but this is not good for her mental state. Oh dear. Like,
I mean, I feel like just Tanjiro and Nezuko are pretty safe. And I don't know the rest. Like...
But that's why the writing's so good, because like you think they are safe, like, but the way the show's done, they do just enough to make you just question it for that moment when you are in it. Like, I was just like, she's gonna be okay, right, watching this, but still genuinely concerned for her mental state. And of course it's stunning, her demon form as well. And the power of that in process at the time, the healing is the same as Asuka, I think you pronounce it. The demon that fought Rengoku, top 3. Shit. So fast. Oh. Did you process that at the time? That
it regenerated.
regenerated into her back. Like, I thought she used her other leg, but it was so quick. It's like, oh no, she just kicked right into the ground. Ridiculous. I think it was her smile that made me go, oh shit, something's wrong.
Leg off, but it's piercing my back now. She regenerated it already. No way. If that's true, that would make your regenerative powers greater than my own.
Yeah, bitch. That. Incredible, but so scary.
Brother, please help her.
Stuff like this really making it feel like they're still connected. And like this bit as well, like, you know she's not gonna die here, but you're just like, well fuck, how is she getting out of that? This, just ridiculous. And it's like, my blood. That's so scary.
With her severed limbs? No, her coagulated blood is keeping them connected.
And then like that unknowingly hitting her with a core fear, the burning. It's like even the music, it isn't hype music, it's intense music. Oh, I love those things. Like, wouldn't it be cool to be able to move like that in real life, where you're just sliding around like that? It's incredible. But it's back on the music. It kind of reminds me, not in that the scenes are similar, but like, in Avatar: The Last Airbenders, quick spoil if you haven't seen it, few seconds spoiler, but when Zuko and Azula are fighting at the end, it wasn't this badass hype music. It was really sad music because siblings shouldn't be fighting like this.
Epic music.
Like, yeah, this they did a similar sort of thing. Like, they didn't have like this big old hype music like, yeah, Nezuko's hulked out, this is awesome. It's like, no, this is intense, this is scary, there is something wrong. And that's why music is so great in things. It does so much for that sort of thing. Yeah, everything's pretty much the end of Entertainment District arc, but I would call this one Ducky's first beheading, for lack of a better term. But them taking a moment and going from just absolutely letting ourselves laughing with Tengen just schooling her like, bitch, you're not an upper rank demon, you're too weak, to then turning into a straight up horror film. Again, the music did that so well. Like, talk about emotional whiplash in one scene as well. There he is.
Hey. So is this Nezuko Kamado? Quite the flashy way to demonize.
When did you get here?
All that fancy talk in front of the master? And you let her wreak havoc like this? No one said she could demonize so flashily!
Thanks for coming. You're a Hashira, right?
Straight up Two-Face vibes there.
Shut up. Get lost. After all, you're no upper rank demon. Not when you're that weak. You're not the one I've been searching for, so beat it.
Come again? How dare you speak to...
I mean, like, Nezuko was my favorite, and then this season Tengen went right up there. It's a tie between the two of them, and yeah, I straight up would have signed off if he died in this season. He's just such a great character.
Get back here, you... You have the gall to be angry and walk away? You're going to pay for this!
Would you just shut up already? You've been nothing but unflashy. So drop dead.
Don't give me that crap!
Imagine witnessing this. This is a regular person.
Sorry, but you can't be an upper rank.
I will have you know that I am upper six!
Then why are you holding your severed head right now? I mean, come on. What, did I cut your brains out too?
Just because I'm like this doesn't mean I'm lost yet! I'm an upper rank, damn it!
I think it's pretty obvious that you lost.
I'm just more powerful than you can comprehend!
Don't care, didn't ask.
I really am an upper six! I really am an upper six!
And you hear, you're just like, why is she not fading away?
That's how amazing I am!
You're kidding. She's throwing a tantrum? Wait a second.
And
How's
the
she able to
music
talk for that
change.
long? Even though she was beheaded, her body hasn't disintegrated.
Help me!
Just the voice. Salad finger.
Oh, you're so close too.
Come on
Mm.
now. There's no use crying about it, you know? Can you even manage to reattach your own head by yourself?
It's like nails on a chalkboard, but oh my god.
Oh, is that a burn on your face? You need to learn how to take better care of your face, you know? After all, you were born with such a pretty face compared to mine.
So scary. Ugh, squelch.
I was going in for the kill, you know. But you were able to stop me, weren't you? Good for you. That face of yours. Nice. I like your skin, too. Not a blemish, birthmark, or scar to be seen anywhere, huh? And you're tall as well. You look like you're well over 6 feet, aren't you? I guess you must get tons of attention from the ladies, don't you? Envy you.
Not wrong.
Oh, I envy you. Would you mind just dropping dead and in the most agonizing way at that?
Oh. It was scenes like this where, like, and I would say first, there's nothing wrong to preferring sub over dub. Like, to each their own, you know. You can like
Both
what
of
you
those
like.
were incredible, though.
But
They
yeah,
both got that
when people
grindy
just
vibe.
straight up shit on dub without even like listening to it, like, it bothers me because that was so good. It's just horrifying every time.
This is uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
It made me uncomfortable to listen to it.
Like, he does it so well. Like, it really, that like you really do get whiplash on this show, and they really, especially in this season with scenes like that, like, to have such a dramatic change and to have that, you know, and it happened quickly, like when he, from the moment where he's just like, wait, how is she not dead yet, and then him realizing
the tone changed quick.
something's wrong. Yeah. And you can, like, when you can see it in his face, like, he's horrified, like, at what just happened. He keeps it very well together when he's facing him, but when he was listening to that, he was horrified. It's just, ugh. So well done. Alright, next. I've dubbed this Inosuke Gets a Ducky, is the best way I can describe it, but this whole scene was fantastic. It's because we hadn't yet seen our dream team actually working together. Yeah. We'd had Inosuke and Tanjiro have their moments together, but Zenitsu was often off doing his own thing. Either he wimped out and didn't keep up, or like in Mugen Train, he was protecting Nezuko. So to have this moment of all of them just working together, it was a great moment in Inosuke's character development of trusting the other two to have his back is just fantastic.
We can beat her! Understood! Zenitsu, protect Inosuke! Got it!
And it's like I call rev up music, where you're just like gearing up for the great moment.
God, there was so much going on.
So much going on. And what made the show rewatchable, there's just too much to absorb the first time. Here we go.
Water breathing, third form! Thunder breathing, first form!
the detail on her fabric too, all throughout all of this, that they didn't just go, oh, we're just gonna have it pink, you know, like there's actual fabric detail.
Type of defense.
Nope.
I'll get it done this time.
You can't cut it off.
And again, same moment. But how would Inosuke do it? Well, weren't we all just like, saw it off, and then when he did it,
Palisade fight!
Nice clean cut.
oh yeah.
Inosuke, you did it! Using your swords like saw blades was genius.
I just love that, like, yes, I'll be taking that. Whoop. Just, yeah. Great moment for the three of them. I just kind of grabbed one moment from the final fight. I mean, there's just so much that happens in the final fight. Like, so at the point where so that episode ended, the episode that ended with basically like introducing the siblings, we kind of just went, okay, we're just gonna have to set aside the night to watch the rest, because we know at one point it's just we're just not gonna be able to stop. So I don't actually necessarily know which episode was in which after that, because we just binged it in a night, and like I don't think I've ever been that genuinely exhausted after watching something. Like, you were the same, right? Just
Oh, that last episode, the last two, I guess, the pair of
yeah.
episodes.
Just there's, you know, just so much visually for the eyes. Like, there was so many ups and downs of just, and how they really tackled that. Like, you really felt that true despair of just, like, again, you know they're going to figure out a way out of this, but it's just how are they going to do this? And they did it so well. It's just like the energy they're able to animate here.
We're going to win!
It's what got me into anime, stuff like that. It was in Attack on Titan when I first saw it.
The intensity of
The intensity of scenes that you can't replicate in live action.
He pulled himself out of the rubble. Die, you ugly freak!
Thunder breathing. First form.
And it's also just like not one versus the other, it's the whole team just getting it done.
My head's being severed. Damn it! I had no idea he could move like this.
Tanjiro created this 1 in a million chance.
You think about how this whole bit was probably just like a minute in their time.
Damn it! It's
Maybe 5 at
Can't cut
most.
through. The poison should have.
Oh, the fingers. That's gotta be a Deku reference. There's no way it's not. They focus on it too much.
He's recovered from the poison. His blades are engulfing me, and my sword, it's being repelled. Damn it! I almost had him there.
Die, you little punk!
He's broken down the poison and fully recovered. But don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give.
Oh, so good.
He's not dead, but how is that possible? Wait, his heart! I get it! He used his muscles to stop his heart!
Still badass. But no, I didn't even catch that. He had the sword. Oh no, I want to. Did you see the way he was holding both of them in one hand? That, gee, like I never even caught that before. I was so focused on like he was holding it with his teeth. Like those are some. I've got teeny tiny hands, but just thinking about like when you think of how thick the end of a sword is, to just have it's so good. Could gush about him all day.
Cruiserweight, my musical scorch.
Yes.
Don't make me laugh.
Musical score technique. Ah.
I can read it now. Door of yours.
Been studying his moves.
He deflected my rotating circular slash.
Like in Dark Souls when you fought the boss enough, you could predict their movements.
I've had enough of your trap.
Like sonic booms going off. Thank goodness his wives did an evacuation before this. Like, damn.
Just limit first. I've got to make a move before that happens.
And this here, the difference between before with Rengoku, like how they didn't dare intervene.
Mr. Altoe, don't stop! Stop!
Oh, I hate it every time. I hate it every time.
They'll blow your chance.
Oh,
It's over.
the worst.
Kill you. Even if it costs my life, I will behead you.
Mm.
I won't give up. I'm cutting your head off no matter what. I need 100 times the force. Summon every ounce of strength left. Damn it! Not by a brat like him. No, it's fine. Even if I get beheaded, as long as my sister's head is still intact.
Nope.
Damn it! I'm running out of strength.
It's too bad you'll never get the chance to decapitate me, because before you do, I'm gonna tear you to shreds!
Here he is.
What are you doing here? Did brother impale him through the heart?
Don't underestimate the sheer flexibility of my body. Shifting the position of my internal organs is nothing but child's play for me.
Again, paying 150% attention to what their character is. That's the berserk animation. Oh, it really is just a fantastic season. And so I could gush about it all day. Have gushed about it almost all day at times. Probably irritating you with the amount that I've been talking about it.
And we watch reactions pretty regularly, and that's one of the main things to do now. Just go back and watch other people watch it for the first time.
It was funny, I was thinking about it then, like realizing like, oh shit, he really was just studying his movements, like in a video game when you study the boss's movements. Someone, I think it was Semblance of Sanity, one of the reactor guys that we watch, they said it's like video game rules, a lot of it. And I was like, oh shit, that's another one, like with the cat that appears when Tanjiro has the blood. Like there's a few things where it's just like, oh, it's like what you experienced during a video game done in a story form. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it's very cool.
Side quest cat.
The side quest cat. Or main quest cat, like when you think about it. everything else is side quests. He's the continuation. And then someone said, like, imagining just a bunch of invisible cats following them around all the time. Yeah, just truly wonderful show. I cannot wait for
Next
the movie,
season,
the next season. I'm gonna try our best to get some reacts on YouTube because we really have just loved every minute of it, and I still find myself thinking about like when the criticism is, oh, you only like it because of the animation. It's just like, and is there something wrong with that? Like, that's almost more important to me now than story, just because you hit a point where there's just only so much new you can come up with in this day and age with stories. Like, there's just been so many stories that have been told. To come up with something completely original is difficult, but with technology and creativity, animation can continue to improve, and this has just been an amazing example of that. I think it's a plus that I've been thoroughly enjoying the story personally. But that's just me, an art nerd. I know some people the story is more important, and that's fine. Just for me, I love some outstandingly gorgeous animation where I can watch over and over again and see things that I've never noticed before. It's really wonderful. Anything else you want to add to
I'm good. I think
any of that? Like...
that humor balance keeps me.
Mm-hmm.
I just my ADHD brain. I need to have back and forth like cutaways. Keep my brain distracted a little bit.
Well, for me, it's just, also just so you can just take a breath. Just like we love Attack on Titan, so like I think it's one of the only times like so you were watching it in the sub, and one of the reasons why we typically watch the dub the first time and then we'll go back and check out subtitles and things, just because my brain struggles to process trying to read and see what's going on. So that's one of the reasons why I watch the dub. But for me to stop what I was doing because a sub, something that I genuinely have difficulty processing, captured me, made me go, oh, this is definitely a show worth checking out. But we do need to take breaks from Attack on Titan because it is so intense. But having something like this where you feel all of the emotions in this show frequently, it's thoroughly enjoyable. And yeah, anything else? And anyone that has any little tidbit trivia moments, anything from the beginning to the entertainment district arc, we would love to nerd out with anyone that's interested. That would be a fun thing to do. And yeah, I hope you like this little bit of an unconventional way of starting off a series, but it just seemed a bit too monumental for us to completely re-react to 3 seasons. So we thought this would be fun to just review, I guess.
Catch back up to where we're
Yeah.
at.
I think it's in like a week as of us recording. I think it's a week until it comes out. So not sure if that's dub included or not, but we'll wait to see on that one.
Good with you?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, guys. Keep grinding. Just do what you do. Keep grinding.
Bye.